Brooklyn Roberts is my next guest, the American Legislative Exchange Council, ALEC, Health and Human Services Task Force Director. Brooklyn, welcome to the program.
Hi, Steve. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. Look, we've got a lot going on. The big, beautiful bill made its way through a committee yesterday, which means a lot of things are on the way. I don't know what it's going to mean for Medicaid reforms, but I'm sure they're in there, and a lot of conversations about this. Democrats saying the Republicans are going to gut these programs and so forth. Don't know that that's true, but to be honest with you, we can't afford these on infinitum the way we're paying for them. We have to trim back somewhere, or otherwise we're going to be like Greece, and we will have people getting everything cut in half. Where are we in your estimation?
Well, I think absolutely we do have to cut them, or not cut them, but clean them up some and restore some integrity to the Medicaid program. Medicaid was started in the 1960s, as we all know, to provide health care to the most vulnerable among us, to pregnant women, children, to the disabled. And I think that our focus needs to be on that and making sure that the resources are going to the people that they need and can help the most. With all federal programs, Medicaid has grown, hugely over the last years, especially since the Affordable Care Act passed and Medicaid expansion. And states are already looking at Medicaid at almost a third of their state budget. So I think, a lot of them are very concerned when it comes to federal funding and what that's going to look like.
Well, what do you think it's going to look like? I mean, what do you think? I mean, where do we need to be? Look, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, these programs are all, they're foundational for some folks. If you're retired in America or about to be, all of these things are incredibly important to folks. But look, our budget, if it stays the way it is, I had Congressman Ron Johnson on this program on Friday. He said he's a no. Can't pay for it because it's another $2 trillion of debt every year. He can't support this unless we find some solutions. What do you say?
I don't know. I gave up on trying to predict what Congress will do a long time ago, but I can tell you that states, are looking at creative ways to reduce costs. And I think part of what they're discussing in Congress has to do with cleaning up the integrity of the program, making sure that eligibility verification is a part of that, work requirements for participants, and like I said, making sure the resources are going to citizens and to the people who truly need them the most. And I think that's...
Are there people that are not getting what they need right now, even though we're spending all of this? I mean, in government, a lot of inefficiency. We know that from DOJ, obviously. And not just inefficiency, but fraud, waste, and abuse, as they put it. Would this program be in better shape if we were able to clean up the fraud, waste, and the abuse?
Absolutely. I think the Wall Street Journal did an investigation last year and found billions of dollars for people who are multi-registered, meaning registered in two or more states. So I think there's a lot of that out of the improper payment rate. Almost 80% of that is going to eligibility failure to verify eligibility. So I think just simple on the administrative side, just simple cleaning up of the program, it will find a lot of savings there. Work requirements are another thing I mentioned that are on the table. It looks like whether that's state-based or federal-based, and that is, aimed at helping to get people off of Medicaid, because this is not meant to be a permanent solution. We're trying to help people progress onto permanent or to private insurance.
Yeah. So Medicaid was created, 60 years ago?
Yes.
Safety net for low-income children and so on and so forth. Medicare for the older folks. All of them need to be rebuilt and redone, don't they?
They do. And Medicaid in particular, with Medicaid expansion, has gotten to so many people, grown so far beyond what it was intended to be. And a lot of states are looking, at fiscal cliffs, basically. If federal funding winds up shrinking, then I think, they're all going to be in very difficult situations.
All right. So where do we go? I mean, here's the problem. Right now, you've got the Democrats screaming how Republicans are going to destroy these programs. I mean, they're dangerous politically, but if we don't get them cleaned up, it's going to be dangerous financially for this entire country. All of these programs are. We need to act But we need to act with courage, and I don't know if they have the courage, is what I'm saying, Brooklyn. I'll give you the last word.
We absolutely need to clean them up. And what we're trying to do is make sure that the program is able to continue, that it's financially sustainable. And we want to be able to take care of people. And we can't do that if we're spending or if our debt is at $37 trillion. And I think we just want to make sure that it's there tomorrow for the people who need it.
I agree with that. Brooklyn Roberts, American Legislative Exchange Council, Health and Human Services Task Force Director. Thank you for being here, Brooklyn, as always.
Thank you very much.
All right, there you have it.